All right, folks, this video we're going to do a macro review of the Asus Prime Z690-p. This is the non-Wi-Fi model. And what macro basically means is we can get up really super close to the motherboard and read some of this print. Now, hopefully I'll be able to keep the camera stand from falling over. Let's raise this up just ever so slightly. I think the macro button just disappeared, but it looks like it's still readable. Okay, so let's start in the lower right portion. This is an area that people just can't see too well. So you see AQD Gen 2, basically RGB headers. Here are 4 of your SATA connectors, all right? Now here, this is probably the most important thing that you're going to see on this that's hard to see. These are your front panel connectors, okay? You see second row, the 4 pins on the right side. That's for speaker if you happen to have the little gizmo for speaker connection. And I'm not sure if I did common case connectors with this. I'm trying to actually show you guys the speaker, but yeah, it's a little too close. You can actually see the hairs on my finger, it looks like. Yeah, so front panel wise, what's most important on here? It's the power switch, okay? So what I always like to do is when I set up a computer, maybe I don't plug in all the front panel connectors. I do the power switch one so that I can fire it up and then screw around with the other ones. I think sometimes that'll help you guys with troubleshooting if you concentrate on the main important ones. Now, so top row, 3rd and 4th pin, that's your power switch. 1st and 2nd pins on that row are power LED. Now the 1st row, first 2 pins, HDD, LED, and then the 3rd and 4th pins are the reset switch. All right. You have USB 2.0 right there, or excuse me, USB 3.0, 3.2, then 2 USB 2.0s, and some connectors that most of you aren't going to care about on here. There's COM, and there is your HD audio connector, all right? One of our, these should be all Gen, what is this one? That's a Gen 3 PCIe, Gen PCIe 3.0 by 16 slot right there. You've got a smaller PCIe 3.0 right there. Then another PCIe, but this is a 4.0. And then, it's going to be hard to see this one. Another Gen 3 PCIe 4.0. And then this guy is, that's actually Gen 5, okay. PCIe. That's interesting. I was not expecting that to say Gen 5. If you were to add a Wi-Fi card, which it would appear that I have Z791 that the motherboard shot, and I will be able to actually sell it. So that could go on this motherboard instead. All right, let's put the camera stand back down and try and show you what is on this side of the motherboard. So there's those ARGBs, TPM. There's your Type-C header, okay? So if your case has a Type-C header. USB 3.0, 24-pin power, ATX. There is a case fan, number 1, ARGB, and anything else in the area? Okay, so it'd be hard to show you all the RAM slots, but there's your one of your RAM slots on here. And you can't see the note, but the light gray, that is what it suggests to you for your first pair of RAM. If you only have one pair of RAM, they want you to use that. Let's see, CPU optional right there. On this motherboard, there's an AIO pump right there. And then right next to CPU optional was the CPU fan. 3 4-pin connectors for CPU power. And then let's go ahead and there's your CMOS battery right there. And then as far as your IO stuff goes, this does not have BIOS flashback, but you do have a PS2 connector there, 2 USB 2.0s, DisplayPort HDMI, 3 USB 3.0, 3.2 types, a Type-C, a USB Type-C Charlie there. Then here we see on the right, line in, line out headphones, mic, and then I think one of those is rear speaker as well as optical, and one subwoofer. All right, there you go, folks. Macro view. Please like, please subscribe.